Guys, it's Hannah here, and today I am here with my Forever Wishlist for you guys. I did film this video already, but it was all out of focus, so we're at it again. This is a follow-on kind of from my current wish list that I posted on Friday. So let's just get into the products that really intrigue me, but I don't know if I'll ever actually pull the trigger on them. I got this idea from Lisa Stevens, and I think Samantha March did it as well. I will link their videos down below. Let's just get into the products that are on my Forever wish list. The first thing there is the Natasha Denona Star Palette. Now, the other Natasha Denona big palettes don't interest me. The big $240 US ones don't, the 28 color ones, they don't interest me. The 125, the Leader and the Sunset, don't interest me. But the Star palette really has interested me from day one. I do have one of the 5-pan palettes from Natasha Denona and love it. If I was to get a bigger palette, it would be the Star palette because it's got the warm colors, it's got the cool colors, it's got the burgundies and the golds, and it's just, I love the color selection of that palette. It's like broken up into 2 mini palettes, which I really like. It has the glitter shades in it that people are kind of umming and ahhing about, but I do like a topper kind of color. So I think that would be really fun to play with. I heard the mattes in those palettes are beautiful, and a better formula than the 28-pan mattes. But it's $165 US and 250 Australian dollars, which is so much money for an eyeshadow palette. I have a Tom Ford Quad, which is the most expensive eyeshadow palette I own. Maybe my MAC. My MAC personalized palette will have cost more, but that was like slow increments. The most expensive makeup item I own is my, I don't know if the Hourglass Veil Jumbo Primer is probably more expensive. That's different, I use that every day. The Tom Ford Quad is the most expensive eyeshadow makeup product that I own. And that's really kind of at my limit with eyeshadow palettes. And that's a 4-pan palette. We'll get to another Tom Ford Quad in a minute. But if I was to get another Natasha Denona palette, it would be the Star palette. The next product on my wish list is the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize Cream Eyeshadow. This is the Tom Ford Eye Duo Cream and Powder Eye Color in Young Adult Eyes. This used to be on my Forever wish list until I found it at a CCO. But the Charlotte Tilbury Cream eyeshadows are similar to this one here, where it's actually like creamy to the touch, not like a matte paint pot or I love this color so much, or like a Maybelline Color Tattoo. It's like that actual creamy texture. I don't use this as much as I should because it was so expensive, which is the problem and why I wouldn't get the Charlotte Tilbury, because I don't use cream products enough before they go bad. I have so many shimmery cream eyeshadows in the Stila Shimmer and Glow liquids, and then with this I will never use those up. And then I've got my Butterlunded Glaze and Eye Glosses. I will never use those up to the point where I need another one. And the colours I like from the Charlotte Tilbury are the neutral colours that I'd wear more frequently, but I have them somewhere else, which is why it is on my Forever wish list. Next we have the Viseart Neutral Matte Palette. I have a Tom Ford Coco Mirage Quad. Why can't I pay $90 US for a 12-pan palette? I don't know. This has been off and on of my Sephora wish list during VIB sales for the last 2 years, but I've never been able to bite the bullet on it. Because it's a neutral matte palette. I have these colours elsewhere in my collection, but I know I love the formula of the Viseart matte. I have my Minx palette, I want the Trist palette, but for some reason I cannot make myself pull the trigger on the big palettes. If I was to get one, it would be the neutral matte, because it's the one I'd get the most wear out of. But I can't seem to pull the trigger on it. I don't know why. because I have those colours elsewhere in my collection. It's the honest truth, and that is why I cannot pull the trigger on that palette, even though I know how incredible the formula is. A lot of these are eyeshadows. The Tom Ford Honeymoon Quad. So I have the Coco Mirage Quad, as I've mentioned like 4 times in this video. And I love that quad because it's something that is neutral and I can wear pretty much every day, which is why it was the palette I picked. But it doesn't have enough use on it, which is why you will see in my Project Pan updates that I've popped it in a Project Pan to try and hit pan on one of the shadows. Because there's just not enough use on that palette for how much money I spent on it. Now the Honeymoon palette is his Baked Gelée formula, so similar to the Nude Dip, which everyone raved about the formula of. But these are really beautiful, warm, gold, copper, burgundy kind of colours. The colour palette screams my name, but I have those colours elsewhere in my collection. It's not a complete palette, it's 4 shimmery eyeshadows, which is one of my big things. I don't love that kind of format. But I love the idea of this palette, and every time I look at it and swatch it, I love it, but I can never pull the trigger to buy it. Which I will say so many times throughout this video. The NARS Earthshine Single Eyeshadow. Now, this is that kind of glittery top coat kind of colour that everyone loved, the Outer Limits hard white eyeshadow. The Earthshine is the colour I want. These are limited, exclusive to Sephora. That's what US. So you can't get them here. It's currently on my Sephora VIB cart to get, because I have to buy it that way. It's such a beautiful glittery lilac-y colour, but I don't wear single shadows particularly often, which is why I haven't bought it. I didn't buy Outer Limits when everyone else did because it wasn't as pigmented. But this one is more pigmented and it has more like back pigment to the glitter rather than Outer Limits, which was sheerer and just glitter. So which is why I want that colour. We'll see if I end up picking it up in the Sephora sale, but pretty sure it's going to stay on my Forever Wishlist. The Makeup Forever Starlit Loose Powders. The specific colour I want is Frozen Orange. So it is a white base with an orange shift to it. And I'm pretty sure it's the only way I could wear an orange duochrome highlighter, eyeshadow, anything. It is so pretty, but I have so many loose pigments that I don't use. I have so many highlighters. I wouldn't use it. I don't know if I'd even use it as a highlighter, even though it's a multi-purpose. But the colour is so interesting to me because it is that white to an orange, and it intrigues me. It intrigues me, catches my eye. That's basically what this whole thing is about. But do I need more loose eyeshadows? No. The Becca Sunlit Bronzer. I think it's Barley Bronze, the one I want. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. I don't use bronzer. Well, I've gotten much better at using bronzer because I have 3 full sizes and 2 minis at the moment. But it would take a very long time for me to work through those bronzers. And something else will have come in and stolen the show that I won't end up buying the Becca, even though it looks so beautiful. I love the texture of Becca powder products, but they don't last on me particularly well. But I hear that this one lasts really well. But I don't need another bronzer. And these are the conversations I have with myself as I put products in and out of my cart. Same with the Marc Jacobs Air Blushes. These are the strappy ones that have a shimmer and a matte, and the texture is beautiful. They always swatch and apply beautifully on other people, but I've never bit the bullet and bought one because I have so many blushes. And obviously the colour I'd want would be another nudie rosy colour, which I have a million of, and I really don't need another one. Not like a $40 Marc Jacobs blush. And I dropped a piece of one of my notebooks on the floor. The Pat McGrath Mothership Large Palettes. Now, the one I think I want is the one with the bright blue in it. If you look on the Sephora website, it looks really grey and cool toned. But if you go to Temptalia swatches, it looks magical. As does the one with the gold and the green. They look magical. I am 90% sure I'll be picking up one of her little ones to at least try the formula, but I don't think I'd be able to bite the bullet on the big one. As I said, Tom Ford was expensive enough for me. Even that little bit more money to get the Pat McGrath is just a bit too much for me. Who knows, if I fall in love with the formula of the minis, I may be getting a big one at the 20% off sale, but we will see. The new Marc Jacobs Iconic palettes. These are all powder products, aren't they? Yep. Powder products are my loves. They're because I'm really good at going through cream and liquid products, lipsticks. I'm getting better at not buying lipstick. Foundations I go through relatively quickly. Eyeshadows, blushes, bronzers, highlighters. They're my weaknesses. I have my Lolita old school palette and I love it. But I don't use it enough because I have so much eyeshadow. These new Marc Jacobs ones have beautiful colour selections. The Scandalust obviously is the one that calls my name because it's the orangey rusty one. But I have those colours elsewhere. And even though I know the formula is beautiful, I can't do it. A lot of these things were on my wish list for the States last year, but they came off what I ended up purchasing when I culled, because what the amount I was, and you think I bought a lot, my wish list was a lot larger. The last thing on my Forever wish list is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. This is on my Forever wish list because I'm so torn. I have one of my most trusted YouTube friends and follower people's Kat from Kitchenitch and Beauty News who cannot stand this palette. But then I have other people who I love, Jen Loves Reviews, Raw Beauty Christie, who say this is their favourite palette ever. And I am so conflicted that I can't, I'll end up not buying it because every time I go back and forth between these two glaringly different opinions of people I trust, that it just I sit in the middle, which is why I don't buy it. And I also have a whole lot of eyeshadow. I don't need more eyeshadow. As I say, it's all I want to buy ever is eyeshadow. So that is it for my Forever wish list, guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what's on your wish list at the moment, your Forever wish list of products you'll never end up actually buying. The Dior Air Flash Foundation. I don't actually think that comes in my colour. If it came in my colour, it would be on this wish list. Because that is a foundation that everyone talks about. But I could never spend that much money on a... Pretty sure it's $100 here. Close to it. For very little product. That is it, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Click subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.